Heavenly Father, I ask that you put the right words on my lips, that I need to educate those with physical ailments so that they may see there is a spiritual root behind their sufferings. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. So, welcome to a video about the spiritual root of ailments. So in my work the last few weeks, met so many people. Some are suffering some pretty miserable ailments. They don't feel good at all. They're on tons of medications. They're suffering. They're in pain. They're sick. They can't sleep. They've got limbs that don't work properly anymore. Some people are suffering severe indigestion and heartburn even, which gets really bad. That can ruin your life, actually. I've seen just about everything in the last 3 weeks as far as physical ailments are concerned. Now, the trickiest thing to convince somebody of is the fact that their physical ailments are not the result of earthly physical things. Their physical ailments have a spiritual root. And in 1 Corinthians 11:30, it states that, due to unworthy participation in the Lord's Supper, many of you are weak and sick, and some have died. So then the description of this, it says, this verse follows Paul's instruction for self-examination before taking communion, warning that those who eat and drink without discerning Christ's body bring judgment upon themselves. The Corinthians' disrespect for their supper, including division, gluttony, and lack of charity toward the poor, led to illness and death as a form of divine discipline. So it doesn't have to be just unworthy participation in the Lord's Supper. This verse is explaining to us that when you suffer a physical ailment of any kind, it is divine discipline. It is the Lord trying to awaken you to what you're doing. And as soon as you fix that, He will heal. Okay, it's very straightforward. People on all these meds, they think the meds are going to help them. You're fighting a spiritual cause of your ailment with pharmacia, which is sorcery. It's not going to work. It can't work. It can't work. The Lord is not going to allow anybody to be healed with pharmacia. It's literally sorcery. So it in itself, trusting that the pharmacia is going to heal you, is actually another sin. Trusting in the Lord. That's what you want to do. Not trusting in the sorcerers who whip up these witches' brews and give you all these pills. Your ailment has a spiritual root of some sort. Now, I don't know what that might be. You may have displeased the Lord. You may have demonic images and stuff in your home. You may be harboring bitterness in your heart. There's another verse too, something about the bitterness. It's in your heart. That will cause major sickness, right? That if you're walking around harboring bitterness, this is why I say it's a poison pill. You will suffer from any of these things because the Lord is dishing out His discipline to try and awaken you to your spiritual problem. He wants you to fix that up. He wants you to get your house in order, as He says, or as I say, sorry. And as soon as you get your house in order, the healing will begin. Relying on sorcery, pharmacia, that's the ancient Greek word for sorcery using drugs. Relying on that to heal something that has a spiritual cause in the first place is not only the biggest waste of time, it's going to cause you way more ailments. Then you're creating more spiritual problems, and the Lord is going to give you more ailments. Okay, and then you're going to end up addicted to the pharmacia that you're swallowing every day, the pills, you're going to end up with a severe withdrawal syndrome, which is also divine discipline for not turning where you should with your ailments to have them healed. You need to turn to the Lord, trusting those Nazis in big pharma. Nope. Going to a doctor that's been trained under the David Rockefeller system. Again, nope. He trained them all to give you pills because it's all connected to big pharma in the end anyway. They don't want to heal you. They want a customer. They want a lifelong customer. They don't want you cured. What's the good of curing you? They can't sell you any more pills. Why would they do that? They don't. You know, they make cars now so that they break at certain points. They make tools. I'll use DeWalt as an example. DeWalt, let's say a skill saw. They make a brand new model of skill saw. I knew a guy whose job was to set this thing up on a machine when it's right off the manufacturing line. You know, this is a prototype. This is the first one they made. They set it up, make sure it's all operational. Yep. They turn it on and lock the trigger on so it just stays going. You know what they want to know? How long it takes for it to break. How long it takes for it to malfunction and fall apart. Because they need it to do that after the warranty is up. So they want it to last just long enough that your warranty has expired, and then it's going to break. So then you have to buy a new one. This is the way business people think. They're looking for a long-term business model. They want ongoing revenue, right? Big pharma is the guiltiest of this of all. They won't cure a single thing. If they make a drug that actually cures a problem, nope, say the trials went bad on that one, get rid of that, let's make another one. They wouldn't dare sell that. If it cures anything, they'll hide it. They will literally hide it. That's useless to them. That's not a long-term business model. You're only going to get to sell the pills once. Person's cured. What's the good of that? So you need to stop thinking that doctors and pharmacia is going to solve your physical ailments and start looking at the spiritual cause of why you feel like this in the first place. There's some reason. You've upset the Lord. You've disrespected him. You've got demonic stuff around, bitterness in your heart. You're questioning him. You don't trust him. All the things that are, all these people coming to me, it's the same thing. I'm sick. I can't sleep. I'm on 10 different types of meds. I just feel terrible all the time. I can't focus. I got a cloudy, what do they call it? Brain fog. I've got brain fog. The pharmacia and lack of understanding that you've got a spiritual problem is why, if you're suffering these things. And it's amazing, once a person hears, the truth like that from somebody, and they consider it for a moment, and they go, is that really it? Is that what's going on? You mean the doctor can't fix this at all? No, only the Lord can fix that. And all of a sudden, they go, you know what? I actually feel better already just knowing that. And no wonder they do. Because now they've got a chance of actually getting rid of that problem. Might have been plaguing them for the last 15 years. It'll plague you for another 15, or until it kills you. Let me read that again. Due to unworthy participation in the Lord's Supper, he says, many of you are weak and sick, and some have died. This is a form of divine discipline from the Lord for not doing something or doing something you shouldn't have done, possibly disrespecting him, or, there's lots of things that can cause this. I'll give you an example of something I did that really upset the Lord one day. I prayed to him while I sat on the toilet. He felt so disrespected. Boy, I get disciplined that day. I get disciplined hard that day. He made sure I didn't do that again. I never do it now. I've almost forgotten a couple times, but I catch myself and go, don't do that. Don't do that. Certain things that the Lord, He's your Father, and He's going to discipline. And yes, He will go as far as to discipline you in that way, by giving you a sickness that hangs on and hangs on. That's why He sent me here with this message. The doctor and the sorcerers at Big Pharma, because that's all they are. Don't think they're scientists or chemists or anything of the sort. Sorcerers, warlocks, that's what they are. Warlocks and witches. Making witches' brews. That's what they're doing. Known as pharmacia. Not a bit of it is going to help you at all. It's going to dig you deeper and deeper and deeper into the misery of physical ailments that have spiritual roots. All things have a spiritual root. And here's another one. Mental illness. There's a mental illness epidemic right now. Everybody thinks it's for all these different reasons. You know what it is? Demon infested. All mental illness has a demonic root. It's the same thing. It's the same as a physical ailment. It has a demonic spiritual root to it. And pills are going to make it worse. There's no pill that's going to solve a spiritual issue you have. So this is for all those people that are suffering from a multitude of things. A multitude of things. Your problem has a spiritual origin to it. You need to figure out what that is. You'll be able to take those pills, get rid of them. You'll never need them again. You can stop harming your body and separating yourself from God, because that's what they do. That's what they do. So I will leave it there. I hope you all can find your spiritual problem and get off of the pharmacia. Of all the things going on in this world, that's the one that is the most urgent to be addressed. Pharmacia. I knew somebody who dedicated his life to taking down Big Pharma. He even went to work for them. He basically infiltrated them so he could take them down. Obviously, he hasn't yet, but I got a feeling he's still there trying. Haven't seen him in many years. A guy named Christoph. When I first met him, I said, so what's your mission in life? He said, Big Pharma. Got to take them down. Got to take them down. He's like, they got to go. That's a bunch of sorcerers doing evil spells and witchcraft through their drugs. I'm like, boy, you're speaking my language, dude. I know all about that. So go get them. So hope that was educational. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up is all I ask. I just hit 16,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful to everybody who subscribed and who continues to watch. Send me wonderful messages. Beautiful thing. Thank you all. And I will see you in the next one. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.